just a reminder for your own space to maybe just take this time to turn your phone on silent or do not disturb, just for these next 30 or 40 minutes. I promise it goes really, really fast. All right, so again, just finding your way into your chair, preferably a chair with no arms, but if you have a chair with arms, use what you have. We're just going to be doing just a few stretches and then we'll move right into the meditation. So coming to your seat, you want to come just to the edge-ish of the chair is what I like to say. So where you can plant your feet firmly on the floor, but where you're also able to sit comfortably on the bottom of the seat. So if you feel like you're sitting a little too close to the edge and you're just not comfortable, just find a place where you are comfortable and able to ground yourself by placing your feet on the floor. And then you can rest your hands on your thighs. The palms can face down to create a sense of grounding. But if you are looking to receive something from this practice today, you can flip the palms up. And just as a reminder, this session is being recorded. I have my view pinned, so will see my view in the recording. But I just like to make sure I have the replay available for folks who may have signed up but are unable to join the live session. So in the replay, you will only see my view. You don't have to worry about being on camera. So good, let's go ahead and officially get started. As I usually like to say when I'm offering my yoga classes, if you see me by chance running back and forth to the screen, which you shouldn't be because you should all be meditating. But if you see me running back and forth to the screen, that's just to let in other folks into our session tonight. So good, coming to that edge of the seat, hands resting on the thighs. Let's take a moment to find a tall spine, soft shoulders. And if it feels good, you can close the eyes. You might just let the lids very softly close over the eyes, trying not to squeeze the eyes shut. And if it's more comfortable for you to keep the eyes open, you might find a soft gaze, maybe closing the eyes just halfway, or very gently focusing your gaze somewhere in the room or on the floor. Take a nice deep breath in at your own pace. Don't worry about how the breath sounds or feels. Just take a nice breath in. Exhaling, releasing the air out through the mouth. Relaxing the jawline, unclenching the teeth, softening the muscles of the face. And as you continue to settle in for this practice this evening, I'll give just a quick overview of the flow. So we'll take a few moments exploring some chair yoga stretches, and then we'll move into a meditation, just taking some time for stillness, for calming the mind, maybe a moment of self-reflection, if you would, by just taking this time to tune into what's moving through you, to quiet the noise in your head. Just taking this time to welcome yourself home to yourself. And so it'll be about 30, 40 minutes tops, but if you have to leave at any point beforehand, I totally understand. Good. So let's find a tall spine. Again, softening the shoulders. You might lengthen up through the crown of the head. And if it feels good, I like to offer lifting up all of your toes and letting them down one by one to create a sense of grounding and connection with the earth, with the floor beneath you, the ground beneath you. Again, softening the jawline, gently pressing the heart forward, and just allowing yourself to tune into this moment, inviting yourself to be right here, right now. Notice your hands resting on your thighs. Notice the ground under your feet. You might even notice how your sits bones, your seat is supported. by the chair or whatever you're sitting in. Maybe you're noticing movement in the mind as the mind comes to a place of settling. And so, really, the practice here is to just notice what you notice. Try not to judge, try not to change. Just allow yourself to be the witness here. Anchoring your mind to your breath, bringing your awareness to your inhales and your exhales. And if at any point during this practice tonight you become distracted, just allow yourself to notice that distraction and bring yourself right back to presence. Coming back to the breath. Remember that the breath is your home base, and it's the place you can return to time and time again. Beginning to deepen the breath. Seeing if you can draw this next inhale deep from your belly, filling the belly, filling the lungs, filling your chest. And then releasing the air out through the mouth, a nice cleansing exhale. Releasing the air from the chest, the lungs, the belly. Inhale, fill the belly, the lungs, the chest. Exhale, chest, lungs, and belly. Taking in whatever you need with your inhale. So breathing in peace, breathing in calm, breathing in awareness. And as you exhale, maybe releasing anything that doesn't serve you in this moment, whether it's a thought, whether it's tightness you're feeling in your body. And with each exhale, you might notice how the body softens, maybe even relaxes just a little bit more. And again, at any point, if you become distracted or if your mind starts to wander, come back to the breath. Come back to feeling your hands on your thighs, your feet on the earth, the chair beneath you. So we'll take a few more breaths and then we'll open up with some gentle stretches from our chair, and then we'll move into our meditation practice. I have been offering chair yoga classes in my virtual classes lately, and I think it's just such an important offering because as a yoga teacher, I've been teaching 10 years now, and I cannot tell you how many times I've heard I'm not flexible enough, or this part of my body won't allow, or, just a variety of different reasons why people think they're not able to move through a yoga practice. And the way that I was taught and the way that I love to teach is to bring the practice to where you are, right? To let the practice meet you where you are. And sometimes where you are is in a chair for whatever reason, if your body's healing, if you're mobile, if you're at work, and it's just not physically possible for you to roll out a yoga mat. What can you do right here from your chair? And a chair yoga practice can be gentle, a chair yoga practice can be vigorous. But I feel it's a really important offering to share so that the world knows that there's many different ways to access your yoga practice. So we'll do just a few gentle stretches from here. Nothing too major. We'll do that in my Thursday class. And then we'll move into the meditation. So let's take about 2 more beautiful cycles of breath here. Inhaling, filling belly, lungs, chest, filling your torso with air. Exhaling, chest, lungs, belly. Keeping your spine long, your shoulders soft, the heart pressing forward. Taking another breath in, filling yourself up with air. And then exhaling, releasing all of the air from the chest, the lungs, the belly. As we begin to move through these yoga stretches, you can keep the eyes closed if you have them closed and that feels good. Or if and when you feel ready to open the eyes, just take a moment to let the eyes very gently flutter open, just giving yourself a moment to come back into awareness. So take whatever feels good for you here. If you choose to keep the eyes closed, you can simply follow the verbal cues. Take a nice, beautiful breath in here, lift up through the crown of the head, and with your next exhale, let's drop your right ear to your right shoulder. What we're looking for here is a gentle stretch in the left side of the neck. Now, as you bring this right ear to the shoulder, be mindful to keep that right shoulder down. Try not to let that shoulder pop up. So we're not bringing the shoulder to the ear, but the ear to the shoulder. And if you find that that left side of the neck needs just a little bit more, very gently take that right arm across the head, right hand just above or outside of the left ear, maybe resting on that left temple. And with your next exhale, gently, gently guide your head to the right just a little bit more. You might turn the chin slightly up. You might turn the chin slightly down, but just making a small micro movement that might help to deepen the stretch. Or as I like to say in my yoga classes, that might feel a little juicy, finding a nice little sweet spot, an area that could use a little love. And let's pause here for 3 more breaths. Releasing tension from the neck helps to alleviate headaches, helps to just alleviate upper back pain you might be feeling. You might even be noticing if you hold your jawline tightly, how that contributes to pain in the neck or to headaches. Take another breath in here. Exhale out. If you have the right hand across the head, gently return the right hand to the lap. With your next inhale, gently bring the head to center. And as you exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Again, being mindful here to bring the ear to the shoulder and not the shoulder to the ear. And also be mindful to keep your spine nice and long. Let's take the left arm over the head if that speaks to you. If you find you need a little bit more, left hand can raise just or rest rather gently on that right temple, and then just gently, gently, gently guide the left ear towards the left shoulder a little bit more. We're not forcing, we're not yanking. We're just noticing, and use your breath to help you get a little bit more. So we inhale to prepare ourselves. And on the exhale, you might make that micro movement to get a little bit more. 2 more breaths here. Filling yourself up with the inhale. Releasing the air with the exhale. One more beautiful deep breath in. Hold for the exhale. And then releasing that left hand with the next inhale. Let's bring the head back to center. Exhale once you arrive. Take a moment to check in, just see how that feels. And then taking another breath in. With the exhale, gently drop chin to chest. Just opening up the back of the neck just a little bit here. Keep those shoulders soft. Take another breath in and out. And then with the next inhale, gently raising the chin, lifting the chin. As you exhale, gently let the head fall back, very gently opening up your throat and trying not to let the back of the head collapse onto the upper back. So always finding space, keeping space, everything nice and open. It's a beautiful way to open up your throat chakra. Pause here for another breath in. Exhale out. Taking another breath in. This time as you exhale, gently bring the chin back to neutral. And again, just take another breath in. Exhale out. Good. And we're going to take our right hand on the outside of the chair. So you might hold on to the right side of the chair. This just depends on your chair, your body, your openness in your body. So you can hold on to that right side of the chair, or if it feels better to hold on to the right leg, like one of the legs on the right side of the chair, you can hold on to that. So you may need to play around as we move into this stretch. Inhale, reach that left arm up. And as you exhale, reach that left arm over to the right. And then again, here you might play with the right hand. It might feel good to hold on to the outer edge or the right edge of the seat. It might feel good to bring that right hand down a little bit more. Now, if you do walk the hand down, say the legs of the chair to get a little bit more, you want to make sure you're not completely collapsing into the right side of the body, right? So still the spine is long, even if we're taking this stretch. You're going to hold here for 3 more breaths. Inhale, breathe into that left side of the body. And as you exhale, reach with those fingertips over to the right, just a little bit more. You might keep your gaze at neutral, or it might feel good to bring the gaze up to the fingertips. Keep yourself grounded to the floor. Keep those feet firmly planted. Take 1 more deep breath in. Exhale out. And then we're going to do this in one fell swoop. Inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, left hand comes outside of the left edge of the chair, the left leg of the chair. Good. And then I didn't show it on the other side, but I'll show it on this side just for your own home practice. You can also get a little more juice out of the stretch by bending the elbow as you take a breath in. And then with the exhale, straighten the arm, reaching it to the left a little bit more. And so that little bend and snap move, as I like to call it, again, just can help to deepen the stretch. And allow yourself to notice what you notice. And if you're getting into any funky spots, any area that's like, try not to grit your teeth, try not to squint your eyes. We want to try not to respond to tension with tension, but to respond to tension with breath, with softness. Take 1 more deep breath in here. Exhale out. Inhale, left arm comes up. And now what we're going to do is take a seated forward fold. So be where you are in your body. Breath in. Exhale, come forward, keep those feet planted on the floor, and then just decide where you are. Maybe you're just halfway here and you want to let the hands come down to the side. Maybe you want to let the head drop all the way down. You can bring the fingertips to the ground. You can hold on to your ankles. You can even slip your hand under your feet if that feels good. But just taking a moment to let everything hang out here for 2 or 3 breaths. Again, you can let the crown of the head draw all the way down, or you can keep the gaze slightly forward to just release or relieve that blood rush feeling to the head. Sometimes that can happen when we drop our heads down. Take 1 more beautiful deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, nice and easy. Take your time. Roll back up to seated. Or sitting tall, rather. We are seated. I'm used to doing this when we're standing up in a yoga class, so that you can roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Good. And now we're just going to do a little something for the hips, a nice stretch for the outer hips as well as the inner hips. And then we'll prepare to move into our meditation. So again, you might want to come to the edge of the chair if you're not already there. And what we're going to do is take a figure 4 cross with the legs. So we'll start with our left leg. Let that left ankle hang just off the right thigh. Now, if your left knee is popping up, that's okay. And I'm going to offer this one in stages. So stage one, your left hand can come on the inside of the left thigh. You can stay sitting up just like this. And then with your next exhale, press that left thigh down. Keep yourself sitting up tall. Or you can begin to fold forward. And as you fold forward, you might start to feel some sensations in that outer left hip. Be mindful to flex your left toes. So it's like you're drawing those left toes into the knee. And if the body completely allows you to fold all the way over the leg, you can take that option as well. This is really, really good if you are dealing with sciatica pain. So when that sciatic nerve gets pressed, it is no fun. And so this is a nice way to open up that nerve path. Good. So again, you might fold all the way over the leg. You can also take your forearms, rest them on the outside of the left shin, fold forward that way. 2 more breaths here. And then with the next inhale, nice and easy, coming back up to sitting tall, uncross that left leg. And then we're going to do that on the right side. So right ankle hangs just off that left thigh. Again, if that knee is raised up a little bit high, it might just be tightness in the hips. You can gently press that right thigh down to the earth. Notice how that starts to open up that hip, flex your right toes. And again, you can stay here sitting up. You can stay sitting up for a breath, or you might begin to fold. And just take your time. Take your time. You don't have to force yourself to be, completely folded over the legs. Maybe today you're just halfway. Just be where you are. That's the most important thing, is to be where you are. Keep gently pressing that right thigh down to the earth. Notice what you notice. Keep the face soft. 2 more breaths. One more full deep breath in. Exhale out. With the inhale, nice and easy. Come back up, sitting nice and tall. Uncross that right leg. And we'll take a little twist just to close it out. And then we'll come into our meditation. So inhaling, lifting up through the crown of the head. We're gently going to twist in towards the right thigh. Your right hand can come on the back of the chair. Again, the outside of the chair, whatever feels accessible to you. Your left hand can come outside of the right thigh. Keep your right shoulder soft. So notice that that right shoulder is popping up. Keep that right shoulder soft. And then you can just bring your gaze towards or over the right shoulder. But you want to notice that this is coming from your waist and not from your neck. So if you feel like you're forcing this twist from your neck, bring the chin back to neutral or towards, the neutral direction. So bring the chin back just a little bit towards the chest, and then twist more from the waist. Take one more deep breath in here. Exhale out. Inhale as you come back to center. And then exhale, nice twist to the left. Same thing here, keep the shoulders soft. Feel this come from the waist, the lower back. And just these few stretches and movements that we did here, again, you could do that in 5-10 minutes if you have that. If you're sitting a lot, if you sit at work, if you're just kind of home, just whatever the case may be, if you just need to get something in, just these few mindful movements can really make all the difference, especially if you're dealing with anxiety and you have a lot in your mind. It can help you to get out of your mind and into your body. Let's inhale, come back to center. Exhale and release. Bringing the hands back to the thighs. And we'll be here just for a few moments. So we'll take a few moments of silent meditation, and then I will read a passage to close out our session together. So returning to the eyes being closed if they're not already closed, and if that's comfortable for you. Again, you can find a soft gaze if you prefer. You might lift up all of the toes again, let them down one by one, just to recenter yourself. You can do the same with your fingers, lift them all up and then just let them down one at a time. And really, the key to meditation is to just, as I said in the beginning of our practice, to just notice what you notice, but to try not to judge it, change it, fix it. If you start thinking about what's for dinner, if you start thinking about a trip you're taking this week, if you start thinking about a phone call you have to make, just notice it. And then tell yourself, come back to center, or tell yourself, I'm thinking, or hear yourself breathe, and just bring yourself right back to center. A meditation practice is a beautiful reminder that we can begin again, just as we are, right where we are, as many times as we need to. Feel the rise and fall of the belly. Maybe noticing the rise and fall of the chest. Stay with your breath. Tune into any sensations moving through your body. Maybe take a moment to tune into your heart space. Noticing if your heart feels closed or open. Directing your breath wherever it's needed. Again, taking in what you need with your inhales and releasing what doesn't serve you with your exhale. Breathing in peace, breathing out conflict, breathing in joy, breathing out sadness, breathing in hope, breathing out doubt, breathing in light, breathing out darkness, breathing in love, and breathing out fear. And as you continue to stay with your breath, the passage that I'll share is from Melody Beattie's Journey to the Heart, Daily Meditations on the Path to Freeing Your Soul. And this passage is called Put Yourself on Equal Ground. I sat in the booth across from my friend. I was fiddling with an empty soda can in front of me while we discussed the subject of power. Suddenly, he snatched the can away from me and began tossing it in the air, catching it, then tossing it up again. See how easy it is to take your power, he said. See how you just gave it to me? I watched, amazed at how quickly I had relinquished my power, how vulnerable I was to the world around me. Then my friend smiled and stopped juggling the can. Relax, he said. It's an illusion. That's not really your power. It's an empty can. And it's an illusion that anyone can take your power away from you. Each of us has an unlimited supply of power available. The power to think, to feel, to take care of ourselves, the power to open our hearts, love, be gentle, honest, and kind. We each have the power to be clear and to trust and follow the guidance of our own hearts. Part of our journey to freedom, an important part, is equalizing our relationships. For many years, we may have believed the scales were tipped one way or the other in our work and love relationships. We may have believed that others knew a great deal more than we did, or we may have begun to believe that we had all the answers. But no one has our power. That's an illusion. So much so that sometimes the person we believe is more powerful than us may be looking at us thinking we're the ones pulling the strings. Remember, if you give up your power or decide that someone has power over you, you'll begin grousing, sabotaging, and doing sneaky little things to equalize that relationship, to feel like you have your power. There's another way, a better way, one that will help you heal. Put yourself on equal ground. Taking in a few more breaths here. Staying with your inhales and your exhales. I love that passage because it's a beautiful reminder of the power of yoga and meditation, because it reminds us of who we are. These practices remind us of who we are. They remind us of how powerful we are. And just as the passage suggests, they remind us that that power cannot be taken away from us. And so if you feel you're in a powerless place right now, if you feel like you've given your power away and you're working to reclaim it, come to these practices that bring you back to yourself, that get you out of the mind and back into your heart space and into your body. And it can be the most gentle of practices. It doesn't have to be vigorous, active, but showing up for yourself, taking time with yourself, even if it's just a few moments every day. That's where you remember who you are and where your power truly lies. Let's take another beautiful deep breath in. Exhale, nice full breath out through the mouth. And I'm going to close out this practice tonight, just as I close out every wellness offering that I share. Take this moment to honor yourself for making this time for yourself. And say to yourself silently or out loud, thank you. I love you. I trust you. I forgive you. Taking another breath in. Exhaling out. May we all be happy. May we all be free. May we all be peaceful, easeful, useful, and joyful. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me tonight. And namaste. So when you are ready, you can gently let the eyes flutter open. You can wiggle your fingers, just taking a moment to come back into full awareness. And if you want to continue to stay where you are more than welcome to do so. So thank you again for taking the time to join me this evening. It is 10 after 8. If I had it my way, I'd have us sitting here for another 2 hours. I really, really, really love to share these practices. And so if you want a little bit more this week, I am offering a 30-minute gentle yoga session on Wednesday morning from 8 to 8:30 Eastern time. And then on Thursday, we'll be doing more of this chair yoga in a 75-minute class where we do about 30, 40 minutes of chair yoga and then end the time in restorative postures. It's a really, really, really nice blend of movement and rest. So you can find everything on my website, rachelvossyoga.com. You can also find me on Instagram, Rachel Voss Yoga, pretty much Rachel Voss Yoga, everything, if you're looking for me. And if you have any questions just about practice, anything that I can help with, please feel free to send me an email or just send me a message on Instagram, however you can find me. And take great care of yourselves. And thank you again for joining.